My name is Monica Kelsey, founder and current CEO of Safe Haven Baby Boxes, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of a Baby Box production.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for being here to come and bless this new baby box that Assistant Chief John Wickersham and a bunch of people in this room have made this happen. Thank you, Madam Governor, for coming up to Española. We do appreciate it. Maybe some of you know, some of you don't know, my name is Chief Ron Padilla. I'm the fire chief here for the city of Española. And I've worked with a bunch of people in this room. And this today couldn't happen unless we all did that and worked together to make things happen. I'd like to thank the governor, of course, our mayor, Miss City Manager, Diego Radicon, Los Alamos for having the support, the Los Alamos Fire, supporting Española when we need to, and being down here for that support. Same with Santa Fe County. Thank you, Chief, for being here. Again, Diego, we've gone a long way, man. I really do appreciate you being here. And this is a great day for us. This is a great day, and for me being a chief, to see my staff just run with it. And thank you guys. You guys, what makes this happen. I'd like to also thank all the dignitaries that are here. At this point, thank you so much for showing up. I'm going to step back and I'm turning it over to Assistant Chief. So thank you everyone for showing up to this historic day. It's my pleasure being here, and I'm so thankful that we got to this day. It was 2 years in the making, and we're here. We're finally here. So it's my pleasure to introduce Monica Kelsey. She's the founder and CEO of Safe Haven Baby Boxes. She's going to come up here and tell us a little bit about Safe Haven and her and just her story. Amazing.
I'm a little shorter than these guys. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Monica Kelsey. I'm so excited to be here today. It is a good day to be from Española, New Mexico, because today we give women of this community a last resort option that is now available for them right here at this fire station, and it is for women in this community, but also and beyond. John couldn't have said it any better. John called me about 3 years ago and said, hey, I want to put a baby box in New Mexico. And I'm like, have you talked to anybody yet? Like does anybody know this? And he's like, well, I've talked to the chief and the mayor, and they think it's a great idea. And so we started 3 years ago to get this in, and I kept telling John, he's like, I don't know if it's going to happen. I said, trust me, John, it's going to happen. We're going to get this done in God's timing, not ours. Tell you a little bit about Safe Haven Baby Boxes. This is the 103rd Safe Haven Baby Box in the nation. 103 in the nation. I started this organization in Indiana, and my firehouse became home of Safe Haven Baby Box #1 in the country. My husband's the mayor, so it's pretty easy to talk him into allowing me to put a box in his firehouse. You know, he wanted to come home and sleep with his wife at night. You know, I never thought putting a box in a town of 2,000 people would ever bring a baby. And I'll tell you, on Tuesday, yesterday actually, 3 years ago yesterday, my firehouse, a town of 2,000 people got its first baby. And we've had 15 babies in our boxes in the last 3.5 years. We've had 115 women hand their children to firefighters and paramedics. So 130 women in the last 3.5 years have been impacted by Safe Haven baby boxes. And I'm proud to lead this. I can't get up here and not tell you why I'm so passionate about Safe Haven baby boxes, and I literally have to take you back a few years to get you to understand where the drive comes from. I am a retired firefighter and a medic. I also spent 8 years in the United States military, so I am your type A personality. But my drive comes from something within. And I'm going to take you back to April of 1970, or August of 1972, when a young 17-year-old girl was brutally attacked and raped and left along the side of the road to die. And this, of course, was when abortion was illegal in our country, even in the cases of rape and incest. And I'm not here to debate that. I'm just simply stating the facts. And this 17-year-old girl pressed charges against the man who had raped her. He was arrested, he was charged, and if that wasn't the worst of it, when her life was finally getting back to some normalcy, this 17-year-old girl finds out she's pregnant. She was hidden for the remainder of the pregnancy. She gave birth in April of 1973 and abandoned her child 2 hours after that child was born, and that child was me. So I stand on the front lines of this movement today as the child that was left in an unsafe place by a mother that had no options back in 1973. And today, in New Mexico, we're giving another option to women because my birth mother left me at a hospital, even though it was an abandonment in 1973. She left me at a safe place. And this today, my friends, is a safe place for New Mexico. I'm honored. I wrote a book called Blessed to be Abandoned. It became an Amazon bestseller last year. And Governor, I brought a book for you. So you can see the journey of Safe Haven baby boxes, from the fight to get them in Indiana, to get people to understand that putting a baby in a box is a good option if the other option is a dumpster. And so I brought this for you today, and I'd like to give this to you, and thank you so much for coming.
I should leave it down because the governor's up So I just want to thank the community, thank the members of the City Council for this event, and for believing in me and having faith in me and the Safe Haven initiative. Our next guest speaker, though, I want to present a plaque to her. This is from the City of Española. And we want to thank you for the capital outlay money you gave us for the new fire station, for the $300,000 she gave us for one baby box per county, which is amazing. So we're going to put one baby box per county. It's all because of our governor, Governor Michelle Lujan-Grisham. Thank you for coming.
Not even low enough. So I don't know where, Ms. Kelsey, there you are. Thank you for that incredible book and for sharing your journey. Those stories are incredibly powerful and impact not only everyone in this room, but there are too many stories, as you pointed out, that don't have the right endings. And that is a story with the right ending in Hobbs, New Mexico, certainly an additional catalyst for everyone here and beyond to think about ways to make it safer and better for families who find themselves in a situation where they feel like they have no options. I also want to highlight just the strength of the way in which New Mexico works. I served 3 terms in the U.S. Congress, and I loved that work, not in the same way that I love this work as governor, but what a gift it is to represent a state and the people who live here that you love. It can be very difficult and challenging when policymakers, particularly of different political parties and chambers, are trying to figure out how to solve a problem that they know is a real problem. That's just a fact. And here, it was clear 3 things. 1, we have a safe haven law that we've had for a long time that recognizes these issues occur, and there are many safe places for a woman or a family to have access to in order not to have an abandonment that causes real risk and far too often tragedies for that mother, father, and that infant. But clearly, hospitals and providers of that regard, and certainly children, youth, and families, right? The Child Welfare Department here, and they exist all over the country. There's some trepidation about whether or not that supports the family, even in a protected, anonymous environment for a safe haven law. So this group of legislators, right, we're really clear that we should amend that law. We should really focus on being proactive about this particular situation. And I suggested that we could be really proactive if they would allow me to work with them and assure that we would get money out of this legislative session, and if we didn't, a good governor can always find, don't remember this tomorrow, $330,000. Because firefighters, we're already eligible in the safe haven law, but we don't talk about it enough, and we don't create the right safe. These baby boxes are state-of-the-art, monitoring for every kind of vital and health sign, and frankly, using our cell phones, we can monitor that baby and make sure that we're in contact with healthcare providers. But I also want to remind everyone here, there is no safer place. Fire stations and firefighters, paramedics, EMTs. I have my own story about needing firefighters for a very sick baby. My baby, my second child, stopped breathing when she was 3 months old. And that, with a 2-year-old, and I'm by myself, and a 3-month-old that's not breathing, I can tell you that those moments with 911 are unforgettable and are terrifying. And it seemed that before I even could put my blue baby down and hang up with 911, there seemed to me like there were 100 firefighters in my driveway, ready to go, calm, kind, professional, and they saved the life of my baby, my now 35-year-old baby named Aaron. I tell that story because of the kind of trust. There's huge trust for firefighters for any number of reasons, because when you're in trouble, these men and women show up. And while law enforcement, without your public safety sacrifices to each of our communities, none of us are safe, and it's a partnership. It's a bit different, and even in that safe haven law, it can be viewed as a potential obstruction. Unfair to the men and women who dedicate their lives to our public safety, but just recognizing how we treat these moms and dads matters, and how we create that bond of trust matters. And today, I get to thank again the men and women in this room, local leaders, and legislators who reached across party lines, who reached across chambers, who disregarded their own name. And that there's something valuable about that. You know, you want to know, people, they want to tell you what they stand for. That's more than reasonable. I want to know what they stand for too. And they just took a step back because I didn't want to risk not getting a bill through. What we wanted is to have this celebration about our work today. And we're going to have 1/3 of all the baby boxes in the United States right here in New Mexico. And the last thing I want to tell you, because I want to brag about it, and I promise it will be quick, is that we recognize that there are a whole lot of issues that create these risks. or any number of really tough stories. And this is a state that's these are not new stories to too many of our communities and counties. And we have to do a better job. And in that vein, there is now $12 million additional dollars in Medicaid because we're expanding all postpartum services in Medicaid. So comprehensive care, support, counseling, medical services for an additional year after the birth of that little one.
Yes.
We have also added money to home visiting, prenatal, that's right. You're looking at a team that does that every single legislative session, and it matters, and it makes a difference. That the earlier we spend time with families, the better the outcomes for everyone are, and also recognizing that we have to do a better job with young girls and young women to prevent unwanted pregnancies. So this is a state that is very clear that we will do whatever it takes to save every life, to make it better and safer and easier for our families, and to make sure that they recognize that we see them, we hear them, and we're there for you. And thank you to these incredible leaders who have made such a difference today. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Governor. So in 2019, we had a horrible incident in Alcalde where we found a baby in a trash bag. From there, we looked for resources. We looked for different options to do. My friend Jeremy Martinez sent me a video on Safe Haven Baby Boxes. And from there, I sent it to our mayor. And he was so supportive. He said, what do we need to do? How do we get this started? What do we need to do? Where do we need to go to next? And it's because of this man, Javier Sanchez, our mayor, that this is possible. So I just want to really give him up for this.
I didn't prepare any words today, so I thought that I would just speak from my heart because I think ultimately that's what makes Española shine. Because Española has a reputation that precedes it. It has a reputation of love. It has a reputation of being the first in many instances. It has a reputation of having people who will take the shirt off of their back for you. A reputation of sometimes some higher hair than is the average and normal, and that's okay. We have a reputation of acceptance, no matter who you are. But most importantly, we have a reputation of love and heart. And my heart broke when I got that phone call. That phone call told me that we found a child in a trash bag in a dumpster. It's not how you treat a child. It's not how you treat an animal. It's not how we treat life. I'm going to take a pause and recognize who we're surrounded by. We're surrounded by the people who love this community more than anything. We have commissioners, we have legislators, we have a city council who has been nothing but supportive. We have 6 of them right here behind us saying yes to a baby box. We have a governor who has come all the way down from an extremely busy schedule to show respect and bless by our chaplains what we have before us. But just, and perhaps even more importantly, we are surrounded by a fire department, our fire chief, all the men and women in blue, a police chief. These are the first responders who are the first to recognize danger, tragedy, sadness, love, and they're the ones who are here to protect. So when I think about who we're here for, it's for the men and women, the children to be in our community. And let me just tell you another little story about what means the most to me. When we talk about the women of Española, we talk about las Españolas del Valle de Española, right? We talk about el Valle de las Españolas. To me, that's the women of the Valley of Española. We're also known as the Valley of the Wild Roses. And I like to connect those two. Because we have today the ability to pay homage to the women of Española and give them a second chance at their life, give them some dignity when they're here to give up their child, which is certainly the last thing they want to do. But when we want to give them that homage and that thank you, it ties nicely with the fact that we are a valley of wild roses, each and every one of us a child. We may be prickly, but we're each a rose. So today, let's bring those two together by giving the women of Española another chance and the wild roses of the valley another chance at life. Thank you very much for bringing us here today. Thank you very much for supporting us, all of the people who are here, council, fire department, police department. Thank you, God, for giving us this day to give the women and children of Española another chance. Thank you.
So this wouldn't have been possible without the city council as well. So Mayor Pro Tem, Dennis Tim Salazar was instrumental. We had Public Safety's Chair, Justin Salazar Torres, Councilor Peggy Sue Martinez, Manny Martinez, Denise Buenavides, and John Ritchie. All excellent councilors that supported this 100%. It was a unanimous vote throughout the whole process. So I really want to thank them and thank everybody. So back in 2019, we went to the mayor. We tried to think of ways to do this, and we thought we had to amend the bill. So we took it to Joseph Sanchez, State Representative Joseph Sanchez at the time. We tried to amend the bill that way. Since then, we used State Representative Roger Montoya and Ambrose Castellano, both state representatives that helped support the bill, and then Leo Armio and Senator David Gallegos. Huge and instrumental in trying to get this bill passed. And I just want to thank them so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting me and supporting this initiative. This is Senator Leo Armio.
Thank you so much for having us today. Governor, thank you for joining us in the beautiful Española Valley. And to my colleagues from the legislature, especially Senator Gallegos, thank you for your partnership on this bill and for seeing this as true bipartisanism on what we could do on helping New Mexicans. Now, making sure that we have to support women with difficult decisions they have to make in their life sometimes isn't easy, whether it's on their health care or making that difficult decision of leaving behind one of their family members. We need to respect their decisions. This baby box is one of those ways in which we ensure that decisions women have to make for themselves and their family is respected. We were called in with the governor because time was running out. On a 30-day session, it's not as easy as getting a bill in 2 chambers across 4 committees and finally to the governor's desk. The governor, realizing the importance of baby boxes and ensuring that we entrusted women with decisions they had to make, it was then that she and her staff guaranteed that if this bill didn't pass, she would ensure that every county in New Mexico received a baby box. And because of you, Governor, babies across the state of New Mexico and women who have to make difficult decisions will have a place to turn to because you believed in us and you believe in firefighters and what baby boxes can do. And I want to thank you for that. Ms. Kelsey, your words meant so much, and to hear them really is what moved me by watching a YouTube video on your story. And so in 2019, to end this, we teamed up as Rio Arriba County Commission with the City of Española to ensure that a resolution was written, that if we couldn't change the law, a resolution would be in place to ensure the safety of babies who were left behind by their mothers. It's nice to see now, all these years later, the same fire and drive that John Wickersham had never burned out. His relentlessness and his ability to speak to everybody and convince those of us the importance of this box is what's making this a reality. So he's not only a hero of this valley, he's a friend of everybody in this valley. And for you, John, I am very thankful for your friendship and your dedication to the Española Valley. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Next up, Senator Gallegos, if you come up here and say a few words.
Thank you for being here today. I just want to start out that I'm really proud of Española. I was born in Holman, New Mexico, and raised in Octanito, Colorado. So we traveled, I live in Lee County now, but we traveled through Española often. So I understand what you guys have gone through and what you guys are doing to save lives. I was brought into this when the young man, Saul Astorga, was thrown in a dumpster in Hobbs. I knew we had some great legislators that had worked on this last year, and even Representative Sanchez from years ago, 3 years ago. But it was really important. This got nationwide attention. And so I wanted to work with them. And to tell you, the governor brought up that is bipartisan. We have a really good, for the Senate bill and for the House bill, good, positive dialogue on both sides of the aisle. We had representative senators from both sides of the aisle sign on the bills, and sometimes that's very, very difficult to do. But with this storyline and the opportunity and the option for the law, it was really important that we do something to protect them and to give them options. I go back to the young lady in Hobbs. In 2013, when we changed the safe haven law back then, we did not publicize it well enough that she knew she had an option. That's my point. I was on that house at the time. I was on the state house, and we did not force it into, I think, public ed to be teaching our students at a young age, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 graders, that the woman has an option. This is now gone viral nationally. So people know that the safe haven box gives them an option that we've never had. So I'm very proud to be a part of this delegation and even to participate with the governor, because that $330,000 she's providing is going to be meaningful for every single community. On February 7th, Hobbs went ahead and did the proclamation. We still a lot of information from John. It's one of those, they took the proclamation that Española did and just reworded it to fit Hobbs. But we're looking forward to Hobbs possibly being the next, Las Cruces, Belen. We've got cities and communities all over the state that are already bothering John to be the next, and the next, and the next. I truly believe in 3 to 5 years, we'll be able to see a number of babies in New Mexico that have been saved by this one opportunity. So thank you again. Thank you for all you do. We'll keep fighting in Santa Fe to make sure that we have options for the mothers and for the babies. You've not heard the end of this story. We're going to continue fighting for our children from Mexico. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator, State Representative Castellano.
Good afternoon. I am grateful you are all here today in support of our baby box. I don't think we'll ever know how many babies have been abandoned each day. With the support of this tool, we are providing options so these innocent children can have a fair chance at survival in life. I want to thank the mayor, the city council, the chief, Assistant Chief John Wickersham, Senator Jaramillo, Senator Gallegos, Representative Herrera, Representative Montoya, and also Representative Gallegos, Representative Trujillo, Representative Strickler, and Representative Fajardo, who also signed on as co-sponsors of House Bill 157. This just shows the bipartisan support that we had for this bill, and it gives me great honor and warmth in my heart that we had this bipartisan support in the legislature. And I also want to thank our wonderful governor for the funding that she gave us for these boxes. I think right now in my district, which is Torrance and San Miguel, Moriarty Fire Department is also wanting to reach out to John so they can install a box. Las Vegas is also reaching out. So this is something that has been an effort that has worked through our representatives, our governor, to make this happen. And John, your dream has just come true. Thank you.
Thank you, State Representative Castellanos. So in 2019, we started thinking of different ways what we could do. We started a resolution, a city resolution. It was passed to Senator Leo Jaramillo when he was a county commissioner. We passed it in Taos. Santa Fe County actually did a resolution just a couple months ago, I believe. So it's going throughout the state, which is amazing. So I want to thank everybody. Harry Montoya was instrumental of the CYFD, getting us a support letter from them. And everybody else that played a huge role. Roger Montoya, thank you for believing me and sponsoring the bill the first year. And the mayor and everybody else, thank you. And I'm sure we're getting a bunch of people. Susan Herrera, you helped us out with capital outlay this year, and you've been instrumental. Thank you so much for that. Thank you again for the capital outlay. Espanola is going to get a brand new fire station. We're looking forward to that. And for the money for the Safe Haven baby boxes, one per county. That's huge and amazing. So I guess it's time to bless the box. We have Jerry Axtell. She's our chaplain. Monica, you want to come back up here? So here's our chaplain. Do you want to just go over the lesson from here? So we don't have to strike it.
All right, everybody, let's pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much, Lord, for everyone that has been involved in this, all the names that were already given. Thank you, Lord, from the people that designed it to the people that thought it up, Ms. Monica, and for all the people that worked so hard doing the paperwork and the funding and just worked tirelessly, Lord, to make this a reality so the babies could be saved. I ask for your blessings, Lord, on each one of these people, Lord, so that they'll know that they've been rewarded by you, Lord. I ask for you to consecrate every infant that's put in this baby box and all the others across the state that are to come. Please separate those children for your use, that they'll rise up and do something wonderful and magical as Ms. Monica has. And I also ask, Lord, for you to bless the parents, the mothers, that put their children there, that put their children first, rather than their horrible options, focusing on shame rather than the safety of the infants. I ask you, Lord, to give them a perfect peace, to know that they did the right thing. And then I ask you, Lord, to continue to lead them in life, that they live a better life and a healthier life from whatever situation they're in. I ask for you to save them from that they may grow up to honor and love you and serve you. All of these things we ask for on your blessings on this box, and just thank you so much, Lord, for all you've done for us. In the name of Jesus Christ we pray. Amen. Amen.
So I just want to also say that I was adopted. That's why I'm a huge advocate for this. My parents right here adopted me. My mom and dad for supporting me, and I just really appreciate that. And thanks. And I just want to let mothers know that they have options. You know, that giving up their child is sometimes the best thing you can do for everybody involved. So just thank you, parents, mom and dad.
This box is now available for women in this community and beyond. This box offers no shame, no blame, and no names. God bless you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming today. Feel free to take a look at the box and write that more, and share this on social media. We got to get this out to the women and the men in this community. If we expect them to use it, we have to let them know it's available. Thank you guys so much for coming. To close out the afternoon, I'd like to thank all the
men and women in blue for being here. We couldn't do our jobs without you guys protecting us, and thank you guys so much. The last thing I want to say is, I've heard the story, and we wouldn't be here, he wouldn't be here if you guys weren't there. And I want to thank you so much that I was able to work with a young man like John Wickersham. In my career of law enforcement, well, my dad was a cop, so I can say that. Of the fire department, I'm just so touched by this because I know the story. And thank you guys so much, because he wouldn't be here doing what he's doing if it wasn't for you. You guys have a good day. Thank you very much.
Right.